Hey traders, I was working today. This is my daily recap, what I'm seeing in the markets. So basically, I'm starting with the 2-year versus a 10-year yield. We're still right here at parity, you know, dipping below a little bit here and there, but not really catching much of a bid either. We got the jobs numbers coming out tomorrow, which, of course, after missing the mark by 1 million jobs earlier this year, what's it really mean? It's fake news. But now we don't have immigrants coming in, so they don't have to doctor the numbers like they used to. So basically, I want to talk about that first. Then we go 1 second here. So basically, I'm going to start with the spiders real quick here. And I had mentioned yesterday it was looking like a reversal in play here for the healthcare yesterday. I had mentioned that in yesterday's video. I was just really long um, uh, wick here right into the gain fan. I thought, oh no, this is not looking good. And I mentioned it yesterday, and guess what? It happened today. So basically, what basically happened today was the Q's pretty much held stat, but the stuff that hadn't broken, now we're starting to see the stuff that hadn't broken start coming down. Healthcare was the one that really stood out to me. Other ones that XLI here, we were holding the support. Prior all-time highs, we broke that today. XLI, we actually went through and closed below the put wall as of that's not too good for industrials. So that is probably giving the fact that we closed below the put wall. That's probably going to be a follow through to the downside here on XLI. Um, Other ones, okay, I can't remember which ones broke and which ones didn't. RSP, that's your equal weight S&P 500. It broke. So, this prior all-time high, we broke support today. Okay. And I don't know if where, I don't know what the put wall was on that. 173 was the put wall. Yeah. So we had a put wall right here at 173, and we broke that 173 put wall. The next one's 169, I think. All right, yeah, 169. So you got a put wall tomorrow at 169. So we did break a put wall early on this morning on RSP, and and the gain fan was showing it was time for a break of that as well. So that's two things that are showing up. So this is your equal weight. This is your breadth in the S&P 500. Okay, now let's go back to the others. XLF. Uh, so heads up here. We're still uh, that purple line there. So we still got time before that can break. Uh, so I'm thinking this actually might hold on until the first of next week, possibly break then. XLF. Uh, okay, don't we have XLC? Okay. You notice how XLC that that's your one of your technology names, and it was held up today. They came in tech and they just supported tech. They didn't advance it, but they supported it, and they like I said, they were breaking the other things. XLK, which I didn't do this one before. They supported XLK. That's your technology ETF. XLF I did. XLB materials further down here. I don't have a gain fan on that one. Try it real quick here. Short dated gain fan real quick. If you give me a second here. There you go. So we actually broke this uh, right there end of August. So we broke that at the end of August, and so this is actually leading the pack to the downside. Your materials are coming off here. Broke that on that very next day. We broke that prior all-time high as well. Okay, or prior high. I'm sorry, an all-time high. XLV, XLV I already did. XLI. Can't think of any others. XLY. 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 This thing here is really not participated in the sell-off. Just be mindful of this. This is your consumer discretionary. And then XLP. XLP was one I was mentioning yesterday. There were buyers coming in. Okay, look at this. We're still supported in this XLP. This is our 1 week anchored VWAP. We're still holding above that. Very bullish pattern. Even though we got to sell that a little bit selling pressure today, that pattern is still very much very strong. Okay, so you don't want to fight that. You want to actually break at least this at the very minimum. You want to see a closing print below that line right there at the very minimum before you start looking to the bearish side on that one. Okay, and this is a defensive play. Okay, other things, SPX, SPY is what I charted out. Okay, so what we got going on here, we're fighting the put wall for the overnight. So we're going into jobs numbers in the morning right on the put wall. So heads up on that. Good chance we're probably going to be filling the gap before the market even opens. So let's definitely keep this one on watch with what's going on. They got a position to do that. Similar situation. We're right into the put wall here. Well, yeah. The dotted line right there, the dotted red line here on my chart, that's actually tomorrow's expiration. That's tomorrow's expiration put wall. And you notice we closed just right above it. So heads up on that. Like I said, they tried to save the Qs a little bit there. IWM, right near that put wall. We're not quite there yet. So, and you see the gain fans here. This is your really important one on this on the gain fans. So we're right into that really all important gain fan. So be very mindful of that. Diamonds. Still holding that very important gain fan right there. We did the put wall that was for tomorrow. We did break that today. So that's another one that broke. And you remember diamonds were holding the market up. And that was despite Apple had a nice rally. It reversed a lot of the rally, but it was really smoking this morning. Apple had a really nice rally. Basically, our cycles said we were due for a rally in Apple, and I really don't like this candle here. I really don't. So we're not too far away from the put wall on that one as well. Microsoft's doing nothing. So basically, they're just holding sideways right into the put wall. NVIDIA right into or bounced off the put wall twice. So we are still down here on that. Tesla had a really great day to the bullish side. We broke through the call wall this morning. The call wall was 220 this morning, and now it's updated. Now our new call walls are 230 and 235. Okay, going into tomorrow. Okay, and our put wall now is at 220. So old resistance has become new support. Let's bet on Tesla. So 220 should be new support for tomorrow, barring some sort of disaster. Amazon had a good day today. It's going with the consumer discretionary. Okay, so that's helping that. This is the heaviest weighting in XLY, so that's probably why XLY did as well as it did. Okay, and so it is holding up fairly good here, but it's just like going sideways, trapped inside of your values. Google's just a dog right down here. Right, it's actually been trading below the put wall for 2 days now, and just barely managed to get its head to the put wall. So this is not a great chart. Okay, AMD was a really tight compressed call and put wall, only like a $5 wide this morning, and the ATR was much larger than that. So I knew that this was going to break one way or the other, and it turned out it broke to the downside. And now the values, the 140 was a put wall coming into today. Now it's 140 is the call wall, and 135 is the new put wall. So it's kind of walking down on AMD from what I'm seeing. And what other ones am I missing? Yeah. Meta of my main players here. And so Meta is kind of uh, uh, just staying up here real high here on Meta. It's holding up pretty good here. I mean, we are right here. Just be mindful here. This here represents your August anchored VWAP. So, Metas came down, look below it. Now we actually have a closing print back above that. So, like I said, they were trying to defend technology today after such a big drawdown in the markets. And then instead they went and sold off other parts of the market to bring the markets down a little bit further. So tomorrow it's going to be quite interesting, to see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Uh, I'm not for sure if I'll be calls or puts tomorrow. I'm going to see the reaction after the jobs numbers. So, but I would much rather prefer to see the SPY gap fill before initiating longs. Okay, thanks a lot. Please retweet me on X if you get a chance, and like the video if you like it. Leave comments below.